Hello and welcome to this video. If you would like, share and subscribe to the channel, much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's face, and subscribing let me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when video go live. Thank you for the well wishes, by the way, for people asking about how we're all doing. We seem to be all getting there on the mend. It looks like it was a 24-hour thing, but thank you nonetheless. I'm meant to be on a stream a video tonight for a video for Sunday, but sadly I can't do that. So good luck, 70 reviews, lads. Just won't work tonight. Everything's gone a bit peaked on. So here's something that I don't know how Wednesday fans are going to feel about this one. I personally think this makes a lot of sense, kind of thing. But this is why I've said we need two strikers. Like, generally, this is why I say we need two strikers. Because there are a number of people who are looking at Bailey Cadamarteri to go on loan for next season. Now, it thought that there's a couple of people looking at him. I think some of them are, when they're more than open to loaning than selling, it may be an exit this summer that will see deals in League One and the Scottish Premier consider instead. This is the thing, we do not want to sell him. We've made that very, very, very clear. It's not something we want to sell at all. Now, it looks like Huddersfield Town, Stockport County, Blackpool, Motherwell, Dundee, and including Wrexham, are all people who could have an eye on Bailey going in their way to go and look at playing for him. Now, I think this will make a lot of sense. Is Bailey guaranteed a start this season? No. How I don't know how people are going to react to this for me, right? Because Bailey, for me, is someone who needs 13 football week in, week out. A little bit like the Pierce Charles thing. I think you put him on loan in League One or in Scotland, and you go from there. And you see what happens. If you put him at like a Huddersfield or Blackpool, he's already got a good link up with Blackpool anyway. Buyers, they took our head of recruitment, so he'll already know everything about him. He won't have to get any of the data. You're taking someone like Wrexham, that gives him the chance to be part of something. If they did it again, something really special there. And if you're tending to Scotland, it gives him a different chance of a different league altogether, how the Scottish League does it, and gives him a chance to progress a little bit. And no disrespect to the Scottish League, he probably will go for fun up there, have a really good time, but at the same time, it will build a lot of confidence in him because they are quite physical up there. So I don't know how people will react to this with Bailey going out on loan. I've always said we need two strikers, kind of thing. And the thing is, you knew at this time, you start hearing about clubs looking at maybe some of our players to take on loan. And Bailey was one of the ones I've always had in the back of my mind going, he probably could do with a loan this season and see what happens there. I understand a lot of people will say, well, I want him in our squad. I want to see him in our team. We don't have many strikers as it is. Why are we thinking about loaning? It's just words that have come out that could go for him. Joe Cran has written a really good article about it. He tweeted about it as well recently. And this is the thing, I actually think this is really smart if you loan him. It gives him a chance to go have game time. It gives him a chance to go get properly played against the big proper players. Granted, he's done that last season. He's already know it. But if you want him to progress again, a loan makes sense. But the only thing I got, if you have a loan, you have to have a January recall. There has to be a recall in January in that loan. Even if it's a case he's only loaned till January and then we send him back out again. Or say it's a season-long loan, we have a January recall. So if we want to call him back in January, we can. And I personally think it's a risk, but we are not going to loan anyone out until we've got 13 players in and strikers ready to go, kind of thing. We've had the links of Ugbo, we've had the links of Soykabar. Those links are there. Until we get people who are going to be in that 13 pitch and go through the door, we ain't going to be talking about this until late in the window, I don't think, personally. And it could be that, hey, there have been talks of, hey, we could get a loan for him, and the club gone, no, we don't want to loan him. We see him part of next year's first team. He's going to be used as a bench player, or we're going to need him for games and stuff. I don't know how you as a community fans are going to feel about this one. I'm a little bit... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to feel about it. I just generally don't. Because I know there's going to be a lot of people who will go, it's a stupid idea. I don't think we should be loaning him. At the end of the day, we need him. We haven't got many players in that position. But I also know there's going to be a section of you who are going to be like, a loan makes sense, similar to what we might do with Pierce Charles. Get him loaned out. Let him get some 13 football under his belt, a full season, instead of being a bit part here and there off the bench, and get his development going. You got to remember, if you're putting a player out on loan at 19, and I think Charles is 19, it's all about the development. It's all about improving their development week in, week out, making sure it's better for them in that sense. And that's something we have to properly think about. We have to think about it. We have to work that out. So let's see. It could happen. It could not happen. It's one of those ones. If it does happen, I don't expect it to happen until very, very late in the window. Like, I'm talking like deadline day or the day before. I don't think it'll happen until very late in the window if Cadamarteri goes out on loan. Like, loan spells have helped younger players in the past. One of the loan spells you can actually look at that really helped one of our players who got testimonial on Saturday is Palmer. Went on loan to Tranmere, did in the world of good, been on our first team ever since. Now, the difference is Bailey has been in and around our first team because we had to use him. We didn't have a choice of not using him. We had no players in that position. He had to be promoted. He got a new contract and we used him. I think if he didn't have that little injury spell around Christmas time, he probably would have played more minutes than he did. But Cadamarteri, out on loan. Yes, no. What's your thoughts on it? And I say that with no. I know it's not our decision. We don't get a say on Bailey going out on loan. That is down to Danny and the team around Danny if they think he's going to go out on loan. But do you think a loan is a good idea for Bailey, or is it better for him to stay at the club and maybe come off the bench now and again, because that's what it feels like he will be? Or do you think he's got a chance of being a first teamer this year and trying to be making that number 40, I can't remember what shirt he wore last year, 42 shirt? That'll change, obviously. His own, and be someone who's going to be quietly highly rated in our attack next season. This is the issue you've got with us looking at strikers and then people having the things like, hey, can we take your one out? I don't think anything will get done until the club has got a striker in, because again, it's another position we're light on. It's why I've said we need two.